I just totally forgot what I was gonna say, so I was like, you know what? At least I can get like my thumbnail picture. My brain broke, but I can still make my thumbnail picture. And there's a fly on my camera. Oh my gosh. Welcome back to This Yellow Farmhouse. I'm Dana, and I'm coming to you from the woods of northern Illinois. And my ducks are out for a swim, so if you see like feathers and wings, they're just really excited, you know? They just like their pool. It's okay. It's all good. I have a headband to show you that I have crocheted, actually granny squares. I have some knit things that I finished, and I have something I'm going to unbox with you because I received something in the mail and I'm thrilled to open it with you guys. And so I'm going to do that in a little bit. First, I'm going to show you what I've finished because we just need to start with a win, you know? We just need to start with a win. There are some works in progress, but we're going to just start with what's already done. Off the needles, check, we're good. So I hope you just enjoy knitting or crocheting, whatever it is you're making. In fact, let me know what you're making so I can appreciate it with you. I tried making small daisies of granny squares, and I tried to turn that into a headband. It didn't work. It was way too big. So then I followed a free pattern, the sugar cookie squares, granny, I'll write it. It's somewhere stuck in here. That one, I did a project page about Unravelry. It ended up too big. And so I did one granny square less. I did 5, and I made it on smaller hooks. And so it did end up coming together all in the end. If you're following me on Instagram, you saw all that. But so this is my little headband that I crocheted with granny squares, and it was so much fun. I wish it was daisies because that is my favorite flower. Oh, and then the other change I made to the free pattern is that it just ends here, and then you crocheted like a little half a tie, and then a long string, and then also half a tie. So you basically had 2 ties and a long string, but then this was all, it was too squared off. It was bulky and bulgy in weird places. So I did some decreases, and like I said, I did 1 square less. And so that's my finished project, is that I crocheted a little headband. The first thing that I finished is I think I'm calling it the Birch Hollow sock. This is kind of reminding me of fall. I don't know if the lighting, where are you, sunshine? I don't know, but it's kind of like a yellowy color, and birch leaves turn yellow in fall. Unless I'm thinking of a different tree, and then please let me know before I turn this. I maybe need to Google that real fast, but I'm pretty sure birch leaves turn yellow in fall. Yeah, we're gonna Google that. Note to self, make sure that is the color they turn. But I'm pretty sure birch turns yellow. So I'm thinking Birch Hollow for these socks. It's super simple. It's just like a vanilla sock. It's DK weight yarn, and I will put all of its information in a free blog post. So if you want to make them, you can make them. It's the Knit Picks Hawthorne DK Kettle Cat Trail. Again, I'll put it down there. I don't, honestly, this brain, maybe I'm just like, maybe this is too tight. Is that what's going on? I don't know. My brain's just like, sometimes you got it and sometimes you don't. But like, give me like a 2000s, early 2000s lyric, and like, I got that. Better go my boot cuffs. Okay, my next thing is my boot cuffs. This all started because I couldn't sleep one night, and so I was Googling, as one does, you know, what's the fall trend looking like for 2025? Fall trend told me, I don't remember who told me, it was like women, whatever, a WSJ, a WJS, women's something, someone who knows like the fall trends and tells everyone else. They said tall boots are back in. Do you remember tall boots? Back before like the little ankle boots, tall boots 10 years ago, it was like wellies and like almost like equestrian style boots, like those were in. Apparently those are coming back in this fall, and I'm excited. But not only did it tell me that that is coming back in style, it also said that boot cuffs, they call them boot toppers, and leg warmers are coming back in style. Like, full circle moment. I first started I opened it just as an Etsy shop 10 years ago, selling boot cuffs and leg warmers, and then like we don't wear them anymore, and I got sad. So I am thrilled. I had to cast on another pair. This is a worsted weight. Oh, where we go. This is worsted weight, and it's super simple. It doesn't have like much of a pattern at all, because whenever I was wearing boot cuffs, like you can't see a pattern. So I thought, let's just not do a pattern, because this is all that pokes out of a boot anyway. No one's gonna see all the cute cables that you spend time on. So we just need like something simple so that it keeps your leg warm and also like is cute. But also, here's my thinking. When I go to someone's house and I take my boots off, as one does, or at least as I do, I am not gonna walk around with like a thing on my leg right under my knee. I'm gonna take that off too. So like this really isn't gonna be seen other than this little piece popping out here. And like, unless you want it to do weird curly things, like this keeps it nice and simple. So I do think I want to do some knit like leg warmers and boot socks. So socks, if I go into someone's house and I take my shoes off, I'm gonna leave my socks on. I'm just gonna. If I'm gonna go to someone's house, I probably would leave leg warmers on. If I'm wearing like jeans, probably not jeans. But if I'm wearing leggings, I probably would leave leg warmers on. Now those would be cute to have like cables up them, or probably just cables, maybe lace, but probably just cables. Probably cables for me. So that's why these are as simple as can be. It's Plymouth yarn Galway, and I use size 9 DPNs. Also, I told myself if I'm gonna knit boot socks and if I'm gonna knit boot leg warmers, leg warmers, not boot leg warmers. If I'm gonna knit leg warmers and boot toppers, no, I said it wrong again. Boot cup, no. If I'm gonna do this again, I need circular needles because I didn't enjoy doing it with double pointed needles. And to be honest, that's why I stopped at first. I was gonna make this a leg warmer, and I was getting really bored of the DPNs. And so I was like, this one's gonna be a boot cuff. We're just gonna cut it off here, we're good. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, actually, this could be a leg warmer too. I feel like you can go kind of boring for the leg warmer, but to me, it makes no sense to go like extra for the boot cuff when it's gonna be covered up or taken off. So leg warmer seems a little more practical, at least for me. That's just my thought about it. So that is my finished pair of leg warmers that I'll also throw up on the blog for free, just like all the information about how much I cast on and stuff. And then I'll remember to write down my calf size also, so you know, like gauge and all that. I can just tell you gauge, you maybe don't need to know my calf size. That's a little weird. Okay, what else do I have to do is how I meant that. Not like, what do I have to do? You know, like, what do I have to do? Oh my goodness. Okay, we are going to unbox something that I'm really excited about. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to share with you what my whips are, what my works in progress are. So let's do it.
Today's episode is sponsored by Unraveled, which is a small family business based out of New Zealand, and they have their warehouse in Australia. And they have all-in-one knitting kits that are for all skill levels, from beginners to experienced knitters. So that was such a huge reason that I wanted to partner with them, because I know so many of you are experienced knitters, but I've been working on teaching other people how to knit, including kids and moms, so that they can teach their kids how to knit. And so I'm thrilled that this company offers beginner-friendly kits.
Man, it's nice and sturdy. Okay. All right, and I'm told that when you open this, it's like opening a present. That's like what people are most excited about. So right on top, we've got a tote that says Unraveled. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is funny because I was just telling my husband, who probably didn't care, but I was telling him about how I wanted to crochet little wildflowers and like sew them onto a tote. Okay, imagine how cute this is gonna be. I mean, this is already like, I like this little tote. It's good material. But I wanna kinda brighten it up a little bit. And here it is. Oh, you're cute. Hello, you're cute. And here's the yarn. Ooh, it's kind of like little chains almost. And it's like lofty. So this is Unraveled Uno, a luxurious blend of alpaca, merino, and polyamide. So you're gonna use a size, well, it says to use a size US 6 to 8. However, I know that's different because I see what's in here is a bigger needle. So that is, man, that's soft. I really like that. Okay, there are 2 balls of this, and it says 50 grams, 125 meters. I don't know what that is in yards, but that is 2 balls of that. So next thing that I can figure out is, oh, it's I can never say this, chalgu, bamboo. Okay, bamboo needles. If you have watched my videos, then you know that I like bamboo needles. So already this is like, I'm excited because also I know these last. I know they're the material that I like, and I know that I'm going to use them even after this project is over. It is a 16-inch, so that's a good hat size cord. Looks like we're going to, if we want to put a little label on it. So let's see, we're going to open this up. Okay, we got a stitch marker, we've got the yarn needle for weaving in our ends, and we've got our label, which feels like leather. I don't like my hat to say the name of a shop on it. If I handmade it, that's kind of like one of the things I like, you know? So I like that it's got a label, but it's like, hey, but I'm handmade, it's okay. I like that this first page is just like, hey, this is what you're gonna make. You're gonna hold 2 balls of yarn together and let's do it. It is 1 page and, oh, this is really cool. It gives you a little chart right in it, and it even tells you tick. In case you're not sure, you should tick it right there. So that each time you're finishing a row, you are checking it off.
It's so cool that this has become an accessible hobby for beginners all the way through advanced knitters. You can use the code ThisYellowFarmhouse for 10% off your first kit. And you can also click on the link that's in the show notes. You can head over to unraveled.store and then you can enter that code at the checkout. It's just a treat to knit with. And I think what better way is there to introduce someone to knitting than showing them good yarn and good needles? It can really trip people up. I've taught kids to knit, and if they're knitting with not good yarn, usually acrylic, it's hard to teach them to knit because they have so many problems with the yarn splicing and untwisting, and then they just get frustrated. And it's like, if you could just start people knitting with really good materials that aren't extremely expensive, then I think a lot of people would stick with knitting.
So like I said, I went down the rabbit hole of fall and winter and like this whole new idea of tall boots being in style. So since that is the case, of course, I went through all my yarn because I didn't want to start like just thinking of ideas and then be like, but I don't have the yarn, so now I gotta go buy yarn for it. I wanted to use within my stash. So my first thing that I found was this yarn, which is Mandy's Makings. It's all wrapped up crazy because I'll tell you why. It used to be something else. Well, it used to be this, but smaller. This is Mandy's Makings. It was her hand-dyed yarn from at least 3 years ago, I think, and I never made anything with it. And I told her that I liked this color because it was the color of my farmhouse. It's a little bit darker than it's the color of my farmhouse and it needs it clean. And we talked about maybe doing something with it, and then I just sat and I just didn't do anything. So this is from a while ago. I don't think this is still made, but it's this really cool yellow. It reminds me of sunflowers, but it has tweed. It has tweed in it. And the color was called Farmhouse. Nope, it wasn't called Farmhouse Yellow. I'm gonna look it up. I'll put it on the screen. But she had like a whole farmhouse themed yarn dyeing session. And this was the yellow one. And so I liked it because it was yellow. But anyway, I started a pair of socks that I might have showed you before, but I don't know. I'll have to look and see, but I'll put a picture on here. It was the smallest little bit of a sock. Well, I ended up putting it on waist yarn and trying it on, and it fit, but like I was worried I was gonna break some stitches getting it on my heel. So it was a little too small for a size small. The cables, which look so pretty on their own, were stretching really weird, and I wasn't okay with it because it took away the cuteness. They weren't like puffy cables. They were like really tough. Yeah, really not the thing I was going for. So I took it all off and I cast it again, and that is literally what I have, but this is a size US 1, so it's gonna take a little while. Also, because I unraveled it, everything is like all spirally and twirly, which is kind of fun, but also kind of annoying because it's harder to hold, so I'm excited to get past that part. But all that to say, this is the first sock. This is going to be a calf sock because that's just what it is. That's what I had planned in my mind, and that's what I'm going with. But that's the beginning of that first fall sock. The second fall sock is not a fall sock at all because that would be too simple. It's a Christmas sock. It kind of goes with it though. This is, did I say what that yarn was? Yeah, I did. Yeah, we have a whole thing about it. We did. This is Christmas. No, this is West Yorkshire Spinners, but it's a Christmas color. The color is Nutcracker, and it has little flakes of silver in it. So I'm making a sock because that's what I'm doing. But I made the cuff, this way, I made the cuff much longer than I normally would. Although once it's on, I don't know how much longer it's gonna seem. I did this on purpose because I came across a picture on Pinterest, as one do, that looked really cute because someone had socks, but they didn't come up all the way like calf socks. They were like calf socks, but then they decided to actually fold them. We're good. Fold it down. I'm not gonna fold it as much as I want, but I'm imagining how much. You know, that's really silly. I could just pretend this is the sock. Okay, so we got a sock and we got it folded down, that same amount. And then the rest of the sock and then like the heel and the toe. Basically, I wanted a longer cuff because I want to specifically roll this over, double folded one time, doubled up. And that's what I'm doing with this one. So I cast on 56, but this is a size US 1 needle. Nope, it's a size US 3 needle. Oh boy. It's a size US 3 needle. And so I kind of had been forgetting about this. And so I was like, you know what? We're calling it part of fall because it can be kind of like fall and winter together, because if you're knitting for fall, you're also really knitting for winter, aren't you? Or at least I am. If I'm knitting for fall, I don't just want to wear it in September or October. I want to like wear it till it's hot out, you know? That's what I think. So now, what else do I have? Ooh, okay, last project. That is a work in progress. And that is my Cozy Daisy Days. I think that's the name of it. It's Cozy Daisy Days. It's gotta be Cozy Daisy Days. And now, honestly, if I missed one, I'm gonna be so sad. But like, doesn't that look real wonky? What's going on in that corner? Yeah, well, I don't know what's going on here. Let's look at a different square. This one probably needs some surgery. Different square. Cozy Daisy Days. That looks better. Okay, this is all about Ami. I'm gonna put that one aside because that one needs some surgery. This is all about Ami, and it is a free pattern. You can buy it, like the PDF and all that. We're just working with the free pattern. I printed it out. That's how we did it. And this is my stack of finished. Last I checked, it was 12. Is it still 12 or did some grow legs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then 17, because that one's broken. 17. Wow, that's better than I thought. Okay. 17 are done. But the way I've been doing it is that I've been carrying this cute little thing. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Amen. And I have been just doing a whole bunch of daisy mills, which I do until I get bored of. but, which doesn't take that long, but it's helpful because when I'm going somewhere, all I need is this. Whoops. So I took this to my knitting group. And then this, and then I was just, and also like my scissors and stuff, I just brought all this. And then I was just making a whole bunch of things. Instead of bringing, goodness gracious, this entire basket, that's probably more than I actually need of each color, but this is what I'm working from. I got it from Elgin Knitworks when they were closing. Well, this I got from Knit Picks. So the white from it, that's a good place to start. The white daisy petals are just Knit Picks Woolly Andy's Bear. And I had just gotten a big thing of it of 220 stroll. Stroll fingering is 400 something. 220 yards. So that's my daisy petals. This I got from Elgin Knitworks. It's Plymouth Yarn Homestead. And that's what my outside color is. Nice and chunky-ish yarn. And then this one is Barocco Vintage Chunky. And that's all my daisy middle. So rather than bringing this giant basket with me everywhere, even though I love baskets, this one's like teetering, like things wanna, it's not really well contained. So this stays on my yarn hutch. And then as I finish my 17, well, sorry, that one doesn't count, my 16 squares, as I finish those, I'm just sticking them on here. So like I said, I get the daisy middles going until I'm kind of bored, and then I bring the white one, which I can't find my already wound up white one. I might have already, that might be why I started these again. I might have to wind up another white Bear Knit Picks one. Basically, do the middles, then I start adding the petals, and then I add the blue for the around part. And I'd have to make 42 squares. What's 42 minus 16? 42 minus 20 is 22, but put 4 more on there. Do I have 26 more squares to go? Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's a lot of squares. I'm not halfway there yet though, right? 26 times 2. 6 and 6, you do the 12 and you do, yeah. Okay, so not super close. We're not super close, but we're gonna get there. We'll be there and it'll be worth it. And I'm kind of glad now that I didn't go much more crazy with the granny squares than this, because I probably would burn out on it, to be honest. And I want to finish this blanket this summer, because clearly I'm already like 1 foot into fall already, so I gotta finish this blanket. 26 more squares. All right, we can do it. We can do it. That's all right. This one's mostly done. It just needs the little, like, where was it? Here. Except bad news is that that's also where I began it, so I'm probably gonna have to unravel all the blue. That's okay. Silver linings. We'll get there. It'll be good. And it'll be good. 26 more. And then I feel like I'm ready to just like move back into knitting. Although teaching the crocheting class to kids, I will be doing some crocheting, but like teaching crocheting. So like I can knit. I like crocheting, but like my window of wanting to crochet ends in August probably. So unless I'm doing granny squares and I overdo it, and I don't want to do it anymore for a while, and that's okay. So, gosh, I put that one back. That's how because I put it back in the wrong pile. I don't think I have anything else. Do I? I don't think I do. I have 3 projects. 3 projects I'm working on, although if you count like Christmas stockings, I still am working on the glacier scarf. I have a car sock, which nobody knew in my knitting group what a car sock was. It's basically a super easy sock that I just have the pattern memorized, or I just go till I run out of yarn. And I keep it in my car because oftentimes I'm somewhere and I'm like, I could be knitting, or we go in somewhere and I'm like, I didn't bring knitting. Although that doesn't work right now because my cardstock bag is actually next to my knitting chair inside. So I need to put that back outside. But as far as like my main, I don't know why I'm putting my hands on my hips. As far as my main projects, that's what I'm working on right now. So I hope that this was a fun little wrap up, I don't know. I hope this was a fun little gathering and a get together, and I wish there was a way we could like, I should go live sometime and we can like talk while I'm doing it, because I just want to talk to you guys and you talk to me and we talk about knitting and we do all these fun things. I did join a knitting guild in our area, which I haven't gone to a meetup for yet. Super nervous because I get nervous meeting new people, but it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to go and talk about knitting with other people who are as obsessed with knitting as I am. So if you have a knitting guild that you go to, let me know. Thumbs up if you like it. And yeah, thanks for hanging out and talking about knitting. Thanks for loving this craft as much as you do, as much as we all do, enough that you are wanting to watch stuff about it while you're doing it, because that's how I am too. So I'm glad that people as crazy as we are in the knitting world exist, who make it, you know, just more fun and more full of knitting and more full of yarn and more full of my cool little, where'd you go? More full of the love and appreciation for sheep and little alpacas like this guy. So thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.